So we're live. Alright guys, so I haven't been here for a minute, but I had to come on and get back on the BITCH. Alright guys, anyways, um, normally I have a whole bunch of lines with colors, a whole bunch of symbols all over this page. Um, and it's something that I use to see where the market is gonna end up breaking, stopping, or whatnot, depending on what data and how the market is feeling. I divide the market into certain sections. Just like there's, for example, in the 3 monthly, I will mark down where all the 3 monthly um, prices are at, the main prices. By that I mean your main support, your main resistance, and that's where each 3 monthly closes. So this will be one area, this will be one area, and so on, all the way down. And then from there, depending how much they stayed in a certain area, I would then section them out. For example, this area right here will be from right here to right here. I'll box it up, and then it will be from this section right here to this section right here will be another box, and so on. So as when the market is breaking through, when getting each box, I know that it's gonna be where it's gonna stop, where it's gonna have a hard time breaking, depending what data, how hard that data is gonna hit, if it's gonna break through or whatnot. Also, I mark down, instead of having this Fibonacci, automatic Fibonacci in the background that appears on every candle pretty much. The main area that you want to focus on for me, or that I like to focus on, is a 50. So what I'll do is I'll mark down with this symbol right here on the side, and I'll put a 50. And what I do is I mark down the candles with colors, so I know which 50 belongs to which candle. For example, 3 monthly is gonna be purple. A monthly is also gonna be purple, but what I do with the 3 monthly, I put a 3M on the side of the 50. That way I know that's a 50 3 monthly Fibonacci price. Um, Weekly is light blue, daily is orange. Anyways, so I down the line like that. Something I noticed in Ethereum is on the 3 monthly, even though we were having that, we were going on down because of the whole what started this with the whole tariff with the S&P going down, which brought the crypto down too with it. Now that it stabilized and the market picked up, you saw a big Ethereum rise up again, and it was very important where this 3 monthly candle closed for Ethereum this uh, July. The fact that it went all the way to the 50 of the 3 monthly was very bullish. The second thing is, oh my bad, let me take that off. And that's what I meant by all that shit. The second thing is, on the 6 monthly, I put an alarm in the areas that the market needs to sustain to still be bullish, which were in between these two prices right here. As long as we sustain above this on the 6 monthly for Ethereum, we're still bullish. So that's why that dotted line is there. Alright. So we closed July right on the 50 Fibonacci on the 3 monthly. That is very bullish to me. On top of that, we were holding above this green thing here that you see. This green thing is kind of like a cushion. You want to stay above that green cushion to indicate to you that the market's still rallying on up. As long as long as we maintain this cushion and hold it, that's telling you the market is recovering. When it breaks through below this, and then the market tries to recover, it starts turning red because it turns like a resistance. So yeah, let's say this is your support, and then when it turns red, it acts like a resistance, telling you where it needs to hold for the markets to still be bullish. So that was another sign right there. That indicator comes with this indicator here, which also tells you the entry and the targets. But what you'll see is once Ethereum and crypto and the S&P starts rallying up, you will then see this indicator in the same area or lower here, and you'll see this indicator's turn. As we go down the time frames, you will also see the same indicator move and tell you where the key entries are to go for a buy or a sell, whether it be day trading or long term or whatnot. But it's mostly used for day trading. So that's bullish right there. Also, if you notice, we're in a upper trend. We're in an upper trend, and I do have a trend line. Mark it down in dotted purple to tell me when I zoom in where we are. As long as we're above this, we're still bullish and whatnot. It looks messy right now, but as you zoom in, everything clears out or whatnot. But I'm not really gonna go into that because that's too much. I'm gonna go down to the monthly. Again, the 50. The 50 is right here. The fact that again you see where the entry now has changed, and it's telling me, hey, these are your targets. All right, and also this, the green thing. You see how when it broke through it, it then turns red. That's resistant. But once it breaks it and sustains it, that's telling you bullish. That's telling you, hey, we're still in a rally, just like we did over here. Watch. See, we sustained it. We broke through it, sustained it, we rally on from there. Had a hard time breaking it. Broke through it. So it's like a support and resistance kind of also indicator. It tells you where the really main areas for these candles are at to sustain that bullishness or whatnot. So yeah, that's another thing. So we got a 50 right here, which is a hard time that we've been. It's been a hard price to break in the last 2 months. So that's also interesting, you guys, how we've been maintaining all this, and we're in the S&P at that all-time high. We're coming to the Fed talking this Wednesday. We got tariffs deal ending this Wednesday. And if that doesn't really save us, and we still, and the S&P is still holding at near the all-time high, we still got Thursday. Thursday, I believe we got some data coming out. That data might be it, or Trump is not gonna let the market crash. So either they're gonna, most likely, if they don't like the terms that America sent to everybody, they're gonna extend it. Even though he said he wasn't, they're gonna extend it because he's not gonna let the market crash. The market's gonna relieve, and either Powell is gonna say something positive, or because again the market has been quote unquote been fucking happy, been neutral, been good. So yeah, we're gonna if we maintain how we are, which I believe America's gonna do that. You're gonna see especially with the Genius bill pass, and then all these moves that you see in crypto, that you see Ethereum. You just saw Tom Lee fundraiser fund. I forget what exactly is but look at the Tom Lee, the Asian one, the American one, and the Asian one. But anyways, he recently began buying Ethereum as a treasury yield, kind of like MicroStrategy did with Bitcoin. But regardless, it's a whole bunch of Ethereum, Bitcoin adoption, buying like crazy. Um, anyways, okay. So we got that going on. Also, right here, there's something that I call the three candle box. Just like right here, where the candles will form a clear box, and that sometimes it won't be clear, but they'll form a box where the first one will create your support. I mean your resistance. Is depending where you're coming from. If you're coming from the upside going on down, you first create your support. Then the second one creates a resistance. You box that up, and then the last one, depending what time frame you on, you look for the last hours or days, depending again what time frame you're on. So for example, this was a month. This last candle could have been here, and all of a sudden it could have dropped. So the markets, traders, investors, whatever would have said, "Oh, the market, Bitcoin's going down, Ethereum's going down, whatever it is." And here in this case, Ethereum, it's over. Let me sell. But here comes the last week, maybe the last 3 days of that week. I mean, the last week, and then out of that week, the last 3 days or 2 days, or well, let's say Friday, Saturday, and Sunday finally mix it up, and the Saturday goes back in here, and then all of a sudden, Sunday we close right here, and then that's bullish right there. That's really bullish because it's in the upper side of that box. So you stretch that box up, you still box it up right here, and then you wait for this month. Same thing with this month. It doesn't stay here. Maybe it goes up, but then again, the last week it starts going down, breaks a little bit. Here comes Friday and Saturday, gets get gets back inside of this box, and that's very, 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 very bullish. On top of that, hanging above the little green area, the little support area right here, breaking the 50. All this is bullish. So just the fact that it's also doing this right here. Okay, you can't see the box, but let me take this off. You see right there real quick. It was a box right here. So you box this up right here, and you're gonna pay attention to the last days, or for example in this case, this month ended up closing. Let me see. Let me take this green thing off. Yeah, closing right here. So the fact that this held this whole time was also something to pay attention to, something bullish. So traders would have fucking gone an entry right here and held that or whatnot. Especially another thing, the S&P and crypto are synchronized. When the S&P closes on Friday, Bitcoin does its own thing, and depending crypto does its own thing, and depending how the market is over the weekend, that's how you could tell how the market is, what's going on over there, or how the market is really feeling or going on over the weekend based on how Ethereum and Bitcoin move. If Bitcoin and Ethereum have this sort of rally throughout the day, that's telling you the market is happy. Nothing crazy has been going on. No Iran or Israel war. Nothing crazy going on. No terror going on. But if by Friday it doesn't start rallying, it just sustains, and then Saturday night starts dropping, and it just sustains this downward little pressure, that's telling you that something bad happening over the weekend with the market. So you'll see the S&P 500 not open that good, or open lower than it closed, or just be weak, or then it'll have a sudden drop, or have a gap, depending how Bitcoin and crypto are looking. This week, I told my homie, hey, look, since we closed this week, the market early on Wednesday, no, Thursday, I believe, yeah, Thursday, um, what you're gonna do is you're gonna watch Bitcoin and Ethereum to see how the week is going, because we don't really got nothing else to see how the market is reacting because it's closed. So if you notice, I'm gonna show you how Ethereum and Bitcoin this whole time from Friday, it dropped when we had the news. I think it was with the bill that passed, the beautiful bill that passed on Friday or got signed or whatnot. But it was a slight dip, and then it recovered. It recovered to a certain point, so it didn't drop like crazy. From there, it just sustained the whole time. It from Friday that dropped, it picked up a little bit, and it just has stayed there the whole time, which is neutral, which is telling you the market nothing good, nothing crazy is going on with the market. Nobody, no Iran nuclear shit, and most likely then by Saturday morning, Saturday 9-10ish, you should start seeing some sort of pickup if the market is happy, and that's what you're seeing right now. Also, what was indicating to me that we're gonna start picking up now was XRP, and I'll show you why earlier in this video. But for now, let's move on to the weekly right here. If you also see right here the weekly, we're about to, you see how the market has, even though we dropped, which was 2 weeks ago, after that we've been in the same area, still bullish. That is very, 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 very bullish. You can see my indicator still telling you, hey, look, if you don't break this, this is your entry area, and you're gonna sell, buddy. You're gonna start going down. But you're gonna start seeing, as the day keeps on going, you're gonna start seeing Ethereum either all of a sudden have a sudden push on up, whether it be on its 8-hour candle or 12-hour candle. This 8-hour candle, this is gonna be probably the last 8-hour candle. I'll see this. The fact that this 8-hour candle is breaking this support resistance, that means a lot too. But let me show you XRP. See how XRP? XRP was moving earlier. You compare XRP in the last few hours, and then Bitcoin. You see, all of a sudden it was actually the last 3 hours that it picked up. Same with Ethereum, the last 3 hours. Whereas XRP, it was actually moving on up earlier since last night. But the fact that it was holding, see, if you look at pretty much, this is when Bitcoin and Ethereum were moving on up. Whereas like XRP started since yesterday, last night. So that's what I was on. I was like, oh, okay, we're gonna start going on up, because if XRP, which is a weaker coin, would have been breaking on down or whatever, whatnot, then I would have been like, okay, if Bitcoin and Ethereum must have been going down, or it's gonna start going down, and then I would have looked at Ethereum, and if Ethereum would have started also breaking on down even lower, had a like move down here, I know that Bitcoin would have been also somewhere. Not that much, because Ethereum was the one that moved first, and it moved way more. It moved way more, because it's smaller. Whereas Bitcoin, you really need a lot of money to move this little baby. All right, so let me go back to Ethereum. I'm trying to make this video real quick. I'm focusing on the 50 Fibonacci's. So then weekly. Oh, we already Ethereum. Ethereum. So the weekly, there's that. And again, 50 Fibonacci. You gotta focus on the 50 Fibonacci's. Same area that it has a hard time breaking. Let's go to the daily. Daily, here's the 50 Fibonacci. Notice how it's respecting it, holding on up. Let's go to the 50. Down here, still holding. These lighter ones I don't really pay attention to. Is the higher candles that I focus on the 50 Fibonacci, but it's also important to know where these are. So look, all this is bullish. The fact that it's going to that Fibonacci and it's closing right there, bullish. 50 bullish, bullish, and so on and so on and so on. So all these telling you we're bullish, buddy. We're about to fly. This other indicator right here, I normally use. So when you see these lines go below this white line right here, especially after a big move, something like this, yeah, like this right here, like this, it tells you that a big move is coming. Or when they're all tied below, is that there's a big move. Yeah, there's a big move coming, like right here. So look, so the blue is going up, the market is going up. The orange is telling you the market is going down, and red is the volume. So whatever goes above this white line is what's happening at the moment. Right now we're seeing a push on up, but the volume is not that strong. So we still got a lot more to go. You're gonna see, once the volume pick up like this, then you're gonna see some crazy ass move. So I started the monthly, and you see how they're getting tight off them. Down, the down pressure is going down. The volume is weak, but we still have a rally right now. The rally is still, it's going down weak, but still a rally. Weekly wise, see, there's a move coming. There's a move coming. Daily, you see the volume low. You see up. You see neutralness. This is neutralness, pretty much. Daily wise, if you notice, Ethereum has been just in the same area, so it makes sense why this is like this, because it's been neutral. Neutral again, but more rally to it. More rally to it, but look at the volume. Volume is weak. More rally to it. More rally to it, but again, no volume, no strength right there. Once we get towards 12 o'clock, watch, you're going to see more value in Ethereum and Bitcoin. You're going to see more movement, especially once we get towards 3 o'clock when the market really opens. You're definitely going to start seeing, because the next the next four candle that the market closes, or the last, or the prior four, or the last four candle prior to the 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 final one is closes at 1 1 p.m. Yeah, because we closed the week at 5 p.m. for crypto, I believe, Arizona time. So I believe, yeah, 1 p.m. So around 12 o'clock, 12:11, you see more, definitely more movement in the crypto market. All right, so I'm gonna get off this, you guys, real quick. I'm gonna try and make this long. I'll go in more with all these other videos and lines and whatnot that I have. But yes, so far, watch, you're gonna see the S&P open happy. You saw Trump go, hey, look how we passed this bill. Look how economy is. We're doing great. USA, all this stuff. So the market's gonna open happy, especially after closing with the happy week. The market's gonna open happy. No fighting, no screaming. Everybody's happy. So the market's looking forward to